This woman, I'm telling you, this woman is Rosa Parks. She will not get up from the chair she sits in. She is the chairwoman of ACORN in Washington. They're trying to get her to get out, and she won't get up. Now, while we don't yet know what's really going on, we do know that these ACORN affiliates have powerful friends like the SEIU, the Service Employees International Union. Actually, they're not as much friends. I mean, they are like boyfriend and girlfriend. Man, they're swapping so much spit between these two. They're both riddled with mono. The former head of ACORN, Wade Rathke, more on him in just a minute, is the founder and chief organizer of a branch of SEIU, the main group that donated $33 million to President Obama's campaign last year. We also know that the place the main ACORN affiliate calls home in New Orleans is supposed to house about 270 related organizations, a mix of corporate and nonprofits from states from California to Louisiana. Does this former funeral home look big enough to you to house 270 organizations? Oh, by the way, the owner of the building, whose company has partners with, oh my gosh, Wade and Dale Rathke. The name sound familiar? SEIU. As I told you earlier, Wade also happens to be the president of ACORN International. What a coincidence. Oh, and he and his brother, Dale was accused of embezzling $1 million. And they're both listed as president or partner in dozens of these companies based in that one building in New Orleans, where there's never any corruption. How do these people sleep? They have to be tired. They're working at so many companies. So that's what we know so far. But the big question remains unanswered. Millions of dollars flow into that building every year. Where does it go? Who is behind this? Here now is Matthew Vadum. He is a senior editor at the Capital Research Center. Matthew, what have we stumbled into here? Everybody else is paying attention to ACORN like this is a left-right Republican Republican-Democrat thing. I don't think it is. This is a full-fledged scam. Well,
there's a lot more to it than that, Glenn. ACORN is an immense crime family, an immense crime syndicate that has tentacles all throughout the United States, and now it's trying to spread to India and Canada and other places and open up operations overseas.
Why do you say it's a crime? Why do you say it's a crime family?
Well, they're engaged in racketeering. They do all sorts of things, like they break the law constantly, and they're engaging in protest for hire services, the Muscle for Money program, which you heard about already, which is blackmail, and all sorts of other things that they're doing that are untoward. There are millions of dollars changing hands between various ACORN affiliates all the time, and we've documented that where I work at Capital Research Center.
Okay, so you can
6-7-figure transfers.
Wait. You can prove this stuff that you're saying.
I have proven it. Okay. It's based on their tax returns.
All right. So why isn't anyone going after these people? Where does this thread that we're pulling, where does it end?
That's hard to say. The transfers are not necessarily illegal, but they're very suspicious. How many other nonprofit networks do you know write checks to each other for $5 million? This has happened with ACORN and one of its affiliates, American Institute for Social Justice. I think something that needs to be explored that hasn't been is the roots of ACORN in the 1960s. It grew out of the radical welfare rights movement, and the idea behind that was that not enough people were on welfare and that you needed to pack the welfare rolls with as many people as possible in order to overwhelm the governments, the various levels of government, and cause social chaos.
Okay,
they were successful.
Wait.
Yes?
If I'm not mistaken, I have to look this back up, but if I'm not mistaken, this was a leftist kind of agenda that was trying to break the back of the government so they could swoop in and have a nice, happy socialist or progressive government. Right?
It was, yes, I guess you could say it was like a Marxist anarchist idea in the 60s that was popularized by the two Marxist professors, Richard Cloward and Francis Fox Piven. They wrote an influential article in The Nation in 1966 called The Weight of the Poor, which inspired a lot of welfare rights organizations, such as the one Wade Rathke worked for.
Okay, so was Wayne Rathke back then, was he part of this?